Hi, my name's Colleen.
And my name is May.
Welcome, returning viewers, and for those of you who are watching us for the first time, we're so glad you could be here.
Now on today's video, I will be making a lavender and bergamot cold processed soap. And I'm excited to share that with you. Make sure you watch the video to the very end, because Colleen and I will discuss maybe some things that we could do differently, because as you know, those of you who do know us, we are new to soap making and we're going to make some mistakes.
Maybe one or two.
Yes. But this is what I'm going to be using today, and I don't know if you've smelled the bergamot before. I
think it's the scent of Earl Grey tea. Does it smell like Earl Grey tea?
And it's kind of a different scent.
It's nice. It feels like it would be grounding.
And it's not too flowery, but
No.
I think the two of them will go well together. And
Yes.
apparently lavender goes well with a lot of other scents. So
Absolutely.
that would be a cool combination to try that. I'm excited to try that.
Perfect.
Now, and also on today's cold processed soap, I'll be using this mold. And it's a silicone mold,
Right.
but it has this plastic container that
Right.
keeps its shape.
Yeah. And where did you get that mold from?
Michael's.
Oh, excellent. Okay. And
So-
it comes with both parts.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And when you're at Michael's, always use a coupon. They always have
For sure.
30-40%. For those of you who live in Canada, you know that. That's 30-40% off.
That's right.
And so that holds it kind of in tight, which is great.
Right.
We'll see how that works.
Okay.
And also today, I'm going to be using this funnel to do my lye, when I pour my lye in.
Right.
Because I know when you were doing some soaps that the lye was kind of bouncing out.
We want to be really careful with that lye.
Yeah, so we'll see how that turns out. So we'll just get started. Masks to protect us from fumes, and we also work in a well-ventilated area. Hairnets, optional. Goggles are a must to protect our eyes because our glasses are just not enough. And finally, gloves. Long-sleeve shirts and closed-toed shoes. All suited up and ready to make soap. I have all my soap calculations ready to go, and I'm ready to make my very, very first batch of soap. I'm so excited. I'm using half distilled water and half distilled ice. This will help keep the fumes down when adding the lye. I add 2 teaspoons of sodium lactate. This is to help make the soap easier to come out of the mold. I will set the lye solution in a safe place to cool down while I prepare my other oils. I will melt the coconut oil in the microwave in 30-second intervals. It's my understanding these calculations need to be completely accurate. measuring out my fragrance oils, measuring out my colors. Checking temperature of my oils. Colleen and I decided as long as our temperature is below 100 and the lye solution and oils are within 10 degrees of each other, then we would be ready to mix them up. My batter has emulsified and I'm ready to add my fragrance. I have a trace and ready to pour in my colors. I'm putting my titanium dioxide into a larger portion. I'm pouring the white to make a base. I have no idea how this will turn out, but this is how I watch the professionals on YouTube do this. I'm using a reusable twist tie from Canadian Tire. It's a 24-inch long twist tie. I have never done this before, but apparently the professionals say you shouldn't overdo it. I put a lid on my soap and cover it with a towel, and I'll check in 24 hours. It was still very soft. I had to leave it for another 24 hours. It's been 48 hours and I'm anxious to take it out of the mold. It's still very soft, but I just can't wait. I'm doing a pH test to make sure that we're within the right range and the lye has all been used up. Looks like we're there. I see here there's an air bubble, but I think that can be fixed. A little bit bumpy from taking out of the mold too soon, and oh, there's fingerprints. Well, that's from taking it out of the mold too soon. It's also very ridgy on the bottom from taking it out too soon of the mold. But I think next time I will certainly wait and let it harden up a little bit. It's now a day later and I'm ready, and wow, I love the color and the swirl turned out nice. It's certainly not perfect, but I'm very pleased with my very first batch of soap. It smells amazing. I'm just going to take the edges off, and on my first batch of soap I have learned so many things. Well, I finished my very first batch of soap and it turned out quite nice actually.
It's beautiful, May. I love the colors. It's really, really nice how the contrast I really like.
Now the things that I liked about it, like I loved when we first did the soap and we used half ice and half water for a solution. I thought that kept down the
fumes for the lye solution.
Did you think so too?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yep. And then using that funnel for the lye was great
a great idea. You know, we've had that thing for a long time. I haven't used it for anything, and that was the perfect place to use it.
Yeah, and it didn't put all the little because it came in granules all over the place. So that was really helpful using that. I think measuring out, next time I would measure out all the little oils and all that way ahead of time. Not way ahead of time, but ahead of time, like the colorants and the oils.
Right.
I think that would be helpful to do that. And what else have I got some written down here? I would whisk in my colorant and just use a teaspoon to put it in.
Oh,
I just dumped the whole thing. I don't know if you noticed that.
Maybe that's why it's such dark purple.
I think so. I just dumped it all in. So I would measure that out, then I would take a teaspoon and do a teaspoon at a time.
Oh, okay. That's a great idea.
And it worked out okay. But,
no, it's beautiful.
Yep. I think when you saw in the video, I used titanium dioxide.
Right.
I didn't mix it properly.
Right.
I think I used too much titanium dioxide with too little bit of water.
Okay.
And what I've seen people do, the professionals who we watch on TV, like Holly, and there's Ellie, and then there's that other lady.
Ellen Ruth.
Ruth. Like all these great professionals that we're learning from have been really helpful.
Exactly.
And I've seen people put their titanium dioxide in a container with water and they shake it. They have it already. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
And I've learned not to do that.
Exactly.
What I did. What else did I learn? Oh yes, and when we're trying to film, and we're also trying to make soap for the very first time, which is very scary. So you're trying to remember all the. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to bang it. Oh yeah, and then I'm banging it at the wrong time or banging. That was kind of fun.
Exactly.
But I did end up banging it, and but I almost forgot to do that part.
Dear.
And then you've got to do that so that you don't get the bubbles
air
and stuff
bubbles
like
in
that.
your soap. That's right.
I used the hanger swirl for the very first time. I had no idea what I was doing.
Well, hello.
But
she knew what she was doing.
I don't know. I had no idea. I just put that. We got this hanger squirrel at Canadian Tire. It's not really called a hanger squirrel.
It's that reusable twist tie, and it was in the camping section.
And it worked really, really well.
Exactly.
The idea of that would be which we did, which was a good thing, is we bent it to the shape of the mold before we started pouring, which was good. I can't imagine trying to do that after we did that. So
and there are a number of ways to make that hanger swirl happen. Like there's different, if you
techniques
with that hanger.
That's why I was thinking. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna put it in, but I have heard them say not to overdo it. So I was very careful just to go down and one across, I think, and up and whatever it is. It worked out pretty good. I like the outcome.
Great.
Rookie mistake. The biggest mistake I think I made in this bar of soap was to take it out of the mold way too early.
You were I was
so excited, anxious to get that out, and I should have let it stay in there for another day.
Exactly.
And this has not got a lot of hard oils in it, so I think it takes a little bit longer. I'm not sure on that.
Now the other thing with that soap mold is that it is a silicone soap mold, but it's not really pliable.
Right.
And so what happens is at the ends it's hard. And so we've talked about maybe what we'll do is put some freezer paper or parchment paper in so that you can lift it out instead of trying to pull it back.
Yes, I'll do the two things. But anyway, at the end result, I'm quite happy with my very first batch. Now in hindsight too, what we have read or heard from our professionals is that for your very first batch of soap, keep it simple. I'm not sure. Was this simple? Like we did add titanium dioxide.
We did.
We did add a color.
Yep, ultramarine purple.
We didn't add too many oils. Like there wasn't a lot of oils in there.
Not too much. You did do a hanger swirl.
Oh yes, I did a little bit. We should have maybe just made it a plain bar of soap.
And you did combine your oils, your essential oils.
Oh right, we put fragrance and that in it. So possibly in your first batch, in hindsight, probably would have just done a regular small batch of just a solid soap. But anyway, we did it. I like it. Smells great.
It really smells great.
Thank you for coming on our soap journey with us.
Exactly. Now, the one thing to note, if you're making soap, because when May first finished, she goes, I'm not sure I should have put the bergamot in. And I said, May, just let it. And now you love it.
Yes, I love it.
I love it. So just let it ease off because it does.
Right. And it's only been a couple of weeks, so we haven't really used it yet. But I did take a little test, and it did lather up quite nicely.
Oh, great.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. So until next time,
you take care.